happens to morality when modernization kicks in, especially in our countries here in Africa, an African context? We are privileged in this discussion, and we are welcoming you to join us in this discussion, where we are talking about the question of morality in our major cities, in our countries, in our 5 countries: Kenya, Zambia, DR Congo, Burundi, and Nigeria. Barthelemy from DR Congo is going to lead us in this discussion. Join us in the discussion in the comment section down there. Tell us what you think about the discussions, and let's keep it alive, let's keep it going, and let's keep building each other. Basically, remember to subscribe, to like, and to share wide and wide and wide.
And today we have opportunity to discuss about that issue with people from different countries. Though we not get all the countries here, but some few countries are going to be represented. We have a Nigerian among us. We will also have a Burundian, a Congolese, Kenyan, and also a Zambian. All those few countries are going to represent the continent of Africa. So each one of them is going to tell us or to share with us the little he knows as far as the moral life of the young people is concerned, wherever they come from. So the first question is about social media. How do the young people cope up with it? Does it have any negative or positive impact in their lives?
You are using the word young people, and young people will remain here in Kenya the age between 18 to 35, that's a youth. And you must have realized that youth is a stage where it's coming, there is a childhood stage, and somewhere it's between childhood stage and adulthood stage.
Wonderful.
So what happens when there is something that is in the middle? There is something that is new, something that's finding itself in the middle is always a determinant kind of point. So it's a pivotal point in any system. So for our young people here in Kenya, especially on matters social media, we must say that we are grateful for technological advancements, for social media, for the many things that it does to us, especially in information related kind of stuff. Information is powerful, information is transformative, and social media has provided us with all this form of information. Well, depending on how it can be used, it can be positive or it can turn out negative. There's a lot of junk information out here in the social media, and it's very unfortunate that some of our youths get ourselves into that. We take a lot of information without synchronizing them, without scrutinizing them, evaluating which one is good and which one is bad. Social media is positive in the sense of information is powerful. Information transforms people, and today we are saying that with the COVID-19 pandemic, through social media, so we have been doing online classes. I think me and you are products of online classes, and that one has been very useful. I think the COVID-19 had to happen somehow for some reason to help us to make the shift that we can appreciate social media. While it is true that social media can be good to us, it also has its aberrant behaviors that come with us, because we're interacting with lots of information, and some of them are really, really bad. And our Kenyan youths are not exceptional in that. We have been affected by such kind of information.
Social media has both the positive and negative impact on the youths in Zambia. To start with, more especially in this era where we have the COVID-19, most youths have been using social media to communicate important issues, even concerning their life in schools and in colleges. However, the one negative aspect that can be pointed out could be the one of, they have spent too much time in their homes. Hence, they are consuming, things from media which are not saved, things that, are not, of good to their future and in what they do. Like, for example, you realize that most of the youths in Zambia spend most of their times on social media watching movies, And to be specific, you talk about these pornographic movies which are not of good health to their future.
Social media has impact, both positive and negative, in the life of our youth in Nigeria. On the positive part, social media has helped our youth in Nigeria to carry out their studies in a better way. Those in universities, in colleges, especially when it has to do with research. It has also helped us also to maintain school even when the time of pandemic, the time of coronavirus, where some schools were locked. But through social media, we are able to access and be able to join the classes and to avoid the locking down of educational system in my country, Nigeria. So it helped in that way. On the negative aspect of social media, you see in Nigeria, many people have used that forum for scamming. They scam people through social media, and you realize most of the people who are doing this scamming, they are youth, because they lack ability to distinguish between the fake news and factual news. So you see platforms like Ultimate Cycler, instant payment, make money in 2 seconds. And because every youth want to make money in 2 seconds, they want that instant payment. You realize that they will say, the scammers, they will say, deposit 100 naira, you will get 200. 200 naira, you will get 400. And everyone wants that kind of easy way out to make money. So you see youth, they will even borrow money from their parents, or the little they have saved. They will use that to play this game. And at the end of the day, they fall victim. So social media in that way has impacted negatively in the life of our youth in Nigeria.
There is an impact of social media on the lives of the youth. And the impact might be positive or negative. It depends on the one who's using the gadget.
Okay.
I would say that most of youth who use social media, they get to know more about what is happening all over the world. Not only in Congo, as you said, but also they get to know about news from abroad. And there are many opportunities of getting jobs online.
Okay.
So there is a great impact, positive one.
Let me start with the positive impact of it,
Okay.
because it is helping people, young ones, to get in touch with one another and also with the world, to know what is going on around. Many people learn many things from social media, they socialize, and especially today, people are using it for like job employment, because we have many people who are now using social media as their jobs, because you see they are creating online televisions. Many people are today on social media, YouTube, Instagram, and I think it is really fighting the joblessness of young people.
Okay.
So that's what I can say about the positive impact, because it is helping many
people.
them. Yeah.
Yes,
But also the negative impact, because some are spending too much time on social media, maybe watching YouTube music and so on and so forth. Others are just wasting their time chatting with maybe unfruitful chats. Yeah.
They're forgetting what is essential.
Yeah, what is essential, or to go really in real life to face different challenges, but staying in their rooms, just on social media. That's one of the negative impact of it. Yeah.
Now the second question is about religion. You know, when we were still small boys, kids, we used to see this, our elder brothers, our fathers, our parents in general, they were very, very committed as far as religious life is concerned with all these church activities. But as time goes on, you see that the young ones, they are no more interested. So we'd like to know, are the young people, the youth, still have faith in today's world?
You know, that question of yours is quite tricky. You can't just judge people of having faith or no, just by looking at them like this. it's a matter of getting closer to people, and then you can know more about them. But what I see openly, and I can say in general, is that there is a belief.
Okay.
As you know, Congolese people, they are intrinsically religious.
Okay.
It means that they believe in God
Okay.
from their nature. And now, faith for the youth might have some challenges because of the modernity which is coming out.
Okay.
As you said in the beginning, yes, the challenges of the modernity and the globalization might influence faith. Some might be lazy in practicing their faith, but still they do believe.
Normally, Burundians are naturally religious because even before the coming of the missionaries, Burundians were they were religious people. I mean, they are involved in the practice of the sacred. They respect God. And now, about young people, they go to church.
Okay.
Not only Catholics, but also Protestants, Muslims, and so on and so forth. Any activity which might take place on Sunday, if you want to find a young person, you will make an appointment after Mass. If he's a Catholic, he'll tell you, we will meet after second, third, first Mass, like that. If he's a Protestant, the same. If he's a Muslim, on Friday, they are committed. The majority of young people, they are committed. They still go to church, and especially with the Catholic Church, we have these lay movements of young people like Scout, Xaveri. Today you find the people are still involved, young ones. But as well, we can't forget that there are those who are not much interested. But in general, I see people still going to church.
I think with that, I can say 60 to 40%. What I mean by that would be that there are some areas where you go, you tell them you want to join the religious life or maybe you want to become a priest. They will tell you, so what? There are some areas where when you go, you talk about you want to be a priest, you want to be religious, they will really admire to say, that's the right thing.
That's the right thing,
so
It depends.
that balance, is
still there.
Yeah.
Question 3 is about what is going on in America, in Europe, in Asia, as far as abortion, homosexuality, transgenders, all these issues are concerned. So are the young people in Africa ready to welcome all those issues, or they are fighting against it?
I think right from the beginning, I must say that Kenyan culture, by and large, in its laws, in its customs, in its cultures, these are aberrant behavior. Our aberrant behaviors, we are having homosexuality, the lesbianism that is coming up. Our cultures, especially where we come from, and our Kenyan laws, promulgated Kenyan laws, they have no place for such kind of aberrant behaviors. Well, that does not mean at any reason whatsoever that such aberrant behaviors might not be there. In our institutes, I'm pretty sure that some of the institutions where we study from, or some of the places where we want a pleasure, overrated forms of pleasures, has led to such kind of stuff. Some people suffer because of aberrant behaviors, probably because they are learned behaviors. Some of these behaviors, they are learned behaviors, is probably what we see in media, and we want to practice it also, and we also want to grow feelings towards them. I think the issue of LGBT is not so far from us. Sometimes it's always maybe next door today.
Yeah, that's it.
So we cannot deny its presence in its entirety. But that does not mean that we encourage such kind of behaviors.
Yes, the issue of homosexuality in Nigeria is not even a topic to discuss. It remains illegal. For us Nigerian, when you talk about homosexuality, it's like you are bringing confusion to the system. Before the religion in Nigeria, we are clear. We are supposed to procreate, to maintain the lineage of human race. So, and homosexuality seems to contradict what we believe, what our ancestors hand down to us. So, for us to continue that lineage, a man have to marry a woman. There is no any controversy in that regard. But when you see a man marrying a man, how will that bring a child?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Can you imagine yourself marrying to me? Can we have children, myself and you? Impossible.
How can it even happen?
I don't even imagine that, because for us in Nigeria, we don't welcome these kind of things, even though we have a lot of things to share in relationship with Western world, like social media, like the way I have said. We have a lot of things. The things that we feel it impact on us positively, we copy from them. Those things that we feel it does not impact on us, we leave it aside, and homosexuality is one of them. We don't have anything to do with that.
When we talk about those elements, I can talk about them kind of like different. Like when we talk about abortion, you know, there is a common term that they used to say, flash it out.
Flash it out.
Yes. So with that, it is meant to make you understand that there is that element of saying, you know, like someone is in college, in school, and then gets pregnant. So you just flash it out and then...
For the person to save his studies. Yeah.
And then you continue like that. So there is that negative aspect with that.
Okay.
Then when we talk about the issue of gay, homosexuality and these other things, for that, the rate is there, but on a very low rate, because
or people do it in a hidden way.
In a hidden way, kind of.
Hidden way, okay.
Yeah, but it's more. People are involved more in heterosexual. They are more of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
not that one. That's why you realize that even the rate of these sexual transmitted diseases.
Okay.
We can say they are kind of fluctuating, increasing, reducing, just like that because of that.
In my place where I come from, it is really a taboo for young men to tell them that, you know, to get into relationship, two guys and the two ladies, it's something which is for them unbelievable. They cannot even understand it. Okay. I remember even one of my friend telling me, for him, he prefers to have 10 wives than going with a man. So they can go for another option, which can be better than that one. Okay. So in short, that issue of
does not exist in Goma.
Celibacy, I mean homosexuality and lesbianism, transgender, is still strange. Okay. Still strange, yeah. It might be there, but you cannot hear about it openly. Okay. Something which is going underground.
It's about abortion. The constitution of Burundi fights against abortion because if you are caught up that you aborted, you are really punished. It is imprisonment of something like 2 years and then fine of 50,000 Burundian francs. So anyone who is caught in abortion or intervening, he's really punished. So abortion is really condemned by the Burundian constitution. Okay. Yeah, so that one really, I don't see the government saying, yeah, we allow. The only case which is allowed in abortion is when the pregnancy is putting the woman in danger, like danger of death. There they can give a certificate to that lady to go, and she will be helped by the doctor, but only after having a certificate testifying that she's in danger of death, then the abortion can be allowed. About homosexuality, it was an issue, especially in 2005. It was really coming up very strongly. Even still today, homosexuality is condemned because there is no law. Before it came in Burundi, you know, we didn't have any law which was talking about these things of homosexuality, I mean gayism, lesbianism. Then when it came out, people were scandalized about it. I don't say that there are no gays or lesbians here or there, but the society is rejecting them for sure because they are not allowed, they are not free to do so. Although today I can see on social media those who are really say that they are gays or lesbians, but they are not accepted in society. If you are a gay or lesbian, my dear, you're gonna suffer because many people will not accept you easily. Even in the research which was done in between 2015 and 2016, 86 of people were rejecting that. They were saying, I can't have neighbors who are homosexuals. Okay. Then like 10% would say, I don't mind. The others then would say, yes, I accept. But the high percentage of people is that they really don't accept these homosexuality issues in Burundi.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And the fourth question is about education in Africa. Of course, we are from different countries. Now we would like to know, can we say that the level of education in our schools, in our colleges, in our universities is still good in Africa?
The level of education in Zambia is very good, but there is one challenge which is there. The gap between schools for what I can call in brackets rich guys and schools for poor guys is very big.
Okay.
What I mean by that is you realize that there are some schools that they are very among the expensive schools in Southern Africa, very expensive schools. And when you talk about these common schools, they lack these facilities that are necessary for someone to use for better education. But to these schools that I talked about, these expensive schools, you even ask yourself, am I really in Zambia? Very good schools, infrastructure, very good, but of course they are for the selected few. So the problem there is now the gap between the schools for the rich and the schools for the poor.
In general, I can say it is okay because many people have opportunities to go to schools, especially primary school that is free from 2005 to go to school. You don't have to pay. Then high school they pay. University, if you have passed the national exam, then it is free again if it is in a public university. If it is in a private university, then you have to pay. But in general, education is good. Yeah, people are benefiting from it. The only problem is that they changed the system of education because the system in which we were when we were in primary school is no longer the same. Now they changed somehow the program, which took time for people to get used. Yeah, but now I think they are catching up. Another thing good about the education is that especially in universities, a person is having opportunities whether you want to study in English or in French, depending on your level, you are free and you can choose to go to a university where you will take all the courses or the units in English or in French. So I can say the education is okay.
First of all, there is one thing we need to correct in that question. People misjudge always Congo. They think that people don't study in Congo. They are always busy with music, especially the youth. Music and so that's what they are known for. But there is a research which went on in 2020, which came up with the result that there is 78% of youth in Congo who are attending school. We said it in a technical term. There is a 78% of literacy level of youth studying. It means that people don't waste their time just in leisure. They also take seriously studies. So in universities and schools and colleges, you still find people are committed. And believe me, most of doctors in some countries, I've been with a friend from Malawi telling me that 80% of medical doctors in Malawi, they're from Congo.
Even in Zambia, I saw it.
So you see, in Congo, people do study. But the only point is they focus on what's going wrong in Congo. But there are many things going on well. So up to now, there is hope and there is improvement. But of course, there is a room for doing better. For doing better. As far as our constitution is concerned, there is also the education in Congo is actually a constitutional right. if for those who can read the Constitution of Congo, Article 13, it is a right for each Congolese to study freely.
Really, yeah.
That's why the current president is trying to fight for the free education, primary school education for all children, which is a good idea.
Okay.
But still, education is an important fact in Congo, which will help us for the development of the country.
And in the present time, well, I can say it is not that stable like the way it used to be. But is the problem of the school? I cannot say yes and I cannot say no. There are a lot of distraction these days in time of learning. The youth are not committed to learning like the way it used to be those days. Those days before somebody finished primary 7 or primary 8, they already know how to write a letter, how to communicate good English, how to do everything that has to concern official things. But nowadays, somebody who even finished secondary school and you ask them to write their name, they are still struggling. This is that the system is not offering them good skills for this. The system might be offering good skill just the way it used to be, and even an improved skill than the way it used to be. But how are the youth responding to the education now? I think that is what I should look at. And if I'm looking at it in that dimension, I will say the quality of education in Nigeria has reduced because of the attitude of the youth.
I think for this time, we would like to be really grateful to the Kenyan government, especially those concerned with the education sector. We are making a very big shift in Kenya in terms of curriculum development. We are making a shift from 844 system to what we are now calling CBC. Okay. And CBC is proving to be skill-oriented kind of education system. It is where we want to tap potential of every student. Abilities and talent need to be showcased, and this that they are good at is what should be promoted. And at the end of it all, when they get into higher levels of institutions, they can major in those and they can earn their salaries from whatever you like most, from whatever you're gifted in, from whatever you are graced in, whatever gifts that God has given to you. I think the shift that we are making from 844 system by and large, in a nutshell, I will say it was exam oriented, information oriented, as opposed to, that means that it had little to do with promotion of skills and drawing out, tapping the potential of students, abilities and talents. So education sector in Kenya, I think I must say that we are getting there with this shift. If we have proper implementation of whatever the CBC document is holding for us, I think we will get there in the next like 10-20 years. We'll be having a major shift in education sector. But this means something that we have proper implementation of whatever document we are having, proper involvement of all the stakeholders within the education sectors.
So the fifth question, which can also be the last one, is concerning employment in Africa. Of course, many Africans, especially the youth, they prefer to go to Europe, to America to look for jobs. So can we say that the young ones, the youth in Africa easily get jobs, or most of them, majority, are jobless? And if they don't get job, what is the other alternative they do for their living?
That's now the issue today, because many young people are jobless. After studies in university, you find you are too many to be employed, and you find anywhere you go, you find there are jobless young people. But I think for today, we thank the president because he's encouraging young people to be self-employed, and he's supporting personal businesses. Like if you wanted to start something, he's encouraging young people to do so.
The aspect of job opportunity in northern part, the whole of Nigeria, the government on its aspect is not fair, in the sense that there are a lot of graduates that have no job. So what is government doing? That is the question we should ask ourselves. And those who have low qualification and they are blaming government for no work, we should also ask ourselves, what are they supposed to do? They should improve their education and think it will help them to get a good job.
Yeah, that one I might acknowledge it is really an issue in Congo.
Okay.
That one is a struggle. The problem which I find practice in Congo is that there is no system of retirement.
Okay.
Those elders ones
They don't want to
who have
stop.
been working since the time of Mobutu, you know.
Up to date.
Mobutu was the second president of Congo, by the way, for those who don't know. But then the country was called Zaire.
By then.
So that man was actually, he's among people who tried to renovate the country. And he came with a new system of retirement. But since he left, up to now, there are people who are still working. So for the youth to get jobs, especially in public offices and administration, is not easy
The government.
because of those people who are there. That's the
rooted.
challenge.
That's
Sure.
the challenge.
Sure.
The issue of unemployment, I think it's going to be a perennial problem, a problem that major cities and most part of this world is going to suffer. And Kenya is not an exception. We are suffering from this, and part of me believes that because of the education curriculum that we had in the past, which was not skilled based, we don't have lots of self-reliant kind of jobs. So we depend on the ones that have been created for us. But look, they are not enough. We are not saying they are not there. They are there, yes, but they are not enough for everyone.
Okay.
But so we are thinking of which are these better ways in which we can say, look, at the end of it all, we are having employment opportunities for majority. We might not handle all of them, but for majority of our Kenyan youths. And I believe, I'm a strong believer of CBC system, and I believe that with CBC system, education system that is in place, if everybody steps with the potential that God has endowed in them, then we'll be having self-reliant kind of job opportunities. But for now, we are struggling. It's a real problem. Our Kenyan youths are getting into depression. They're getting into other activities, aberrant behaviors because of lack of job.
So thank you very much for your contribution. It was very, very powerful. I'm very grateful. Thank you very much and God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Most
I really
welcome.
appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Mr. Thomas. And I wish you all the best. Thank you.
So thank you very much, Mr. Claude. Thank you for your contribution.
Thank you.
I'm very, very, very grateful for that. Thank you very much. Natotela Mukwai. That's the little of them I know.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful.
And, you're welcome.
Thank you all for your time. Thank you for your availability. Also, thank you to you all our dear followers for following us. I think you really enjoyed our topic. So thank you very much, my dear brothers, for your different contributions. Thank you very much for our followers. I think you were very much interested to the topic, and you also enjoyed the different contributions from our brothers from different countries.
Somebody is